a gcuine úsla. A bhol fuarna a chadúla an choláiste agus na hoscoile rang fihe sa fihe, in éanach le na dismóthóirí a bart n-éirí agus a teilig. A bhic léon ratha, thar ceanna choláiste, ba bhil an fíorchuoin fáilte a chur roimh go léir, go dtí an searmadas aitheantas speisialta ar lína seo. Cénach rámar in an Cora chuairtíomh teach go dtí ar searmadas bhronta céime tradiisiúnta do bhór na pandéma, mar sin féin tá áthas an dahanóiring, gur féidir linn ceiliúra a dhéanamh ar éachtaí na géimethe i rang fihe sa fihe ar an meallach seo. Dignitaries, academic staff of MIC and UL, the class of 2020, together with their partners, parents, families, current students. On behalf of Mary Immaculate College, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you all to this special online ceremony of recognition. Although we were unable to invite you to the college for our traditional conferring ceremonies due to the pandemic, we are delighted to celebrate the achievements of the graduates of the class of 2020 today. My name is Professor Niamh Hourigan, and as Vice President of Academic Affairs, I will be your Master of Ceremonies today. Firstly, I would like to welcome and introduce you to the President of Mary Immaculate College, Professor Eugene Wall, who will address you now.
Díos Maríomh a chéimethe is a gcuine úsla. Hello and welcome to the class of 2020 and to your friends and families. Allow me to begin by extending my warmest congratulations to you once again for arriving at this monumental milestone in your lives. Today, we proudly celebrate graduates from 39 different programs, from undergraduate certificates and degrees up to and including doctoral level programs. Conferring ceremonies are occasions of wholehearted celebration for us all, and they're traditionally the most momentous events in our college year, and indeed a personal highlight for me. With between 1,000 and 1,400 people attending each of our 4 ceremonies, the campus on graduation days is typically a hive of bustling activity. It's an opportunity for the graduates to excitedly reconnect with friends that they haven't seen for months, and for families to bask in the celebratory atmosphere. The unmistakable significance of the occasion is palpable from the resplendent attire of graduates and guests and the immaculate attention to appearance. These are occasions to be savoured and cherished in memory as defining emotional moments during life's journey. The pageantry and formality of the conferring ceremony itself attests to the significance of what's happening for the graduates, their families, and indeed for the college itself. We watch with collective pride as the graduates ascend the steps of the conferring stage and are presented with their academic awards. Those precious and intense 10 to 15 seconds on stage, because that's all it takes, should have been your crowning reward for your commitment and endeavour. In any normal year, you would expect to deservedly celebrate your proud accomplishments in the company of those who have helped you along the way. Your families, friends, classmates, lecturers, and other staff members. And the celebration will be captured in precious photos to adorn the family mantelpiece or photo gallery for years to come. Last year, however, for the first time during my 40-year tenure in the college, this was not possible. As you well know, the official COVID-19 restrictions meant that we were prevented from hosting any social gatherings. Today, instead of the thronging and expectant crowds, I'm speaking to you from a near deserted college. I want you to know that the entire MIC community shares your profound disappointment that your conferring ceremony had to be cancelled. In its place, a special convocation meeting took place online between myself and Professor Kirsten May, President of the University of Limerick, to ensure that all 2,000 graduands were conferred in absentia with their academic awards. One of the tolls of COVID-19 has been to deny you and us the opportunity to celebrate your achievements in a proper and time-honoured way. However, you must not allow the pandemic to cheat you out of the justifiable pride in your marvellous achievements. When I began working at Mary Immaculate College in 1980, there were no phones in the offices. Indeed, there were no computers in the college, and it wasn't until 1987 that the first PCs would arrive, and they slowly but surely displaced typewriters. This change gradually transformed office practice and subsequently lecturing. In those days, it was considered progressive to use overhead projectors, acetate sheets and coloured markers. The changes to the college and wider third level in the 41 years since I joined have been radical, but they have been gradual. We've learned to adapt to changes as they arrive one by one. Markers replaced chalk, cursors replaced markers. We thought little enough of these changes as they slipped their way into our lecture halls and office spaces. However, in the almost 12 months since COVID-19 reached our shores and locked our country down, how we live and how we learn have changed even more dramatically in 1/40th of the time. Quite literally overnight, we went from gathering to learn and work together to joining virtual meetings from every corner of the country to embrace a new digital approach. And none of us had any idea, even a few weeks beforehand, of quite what challenge would lie ahead of us or how quickly it would engulf us. There isn't a member of the class of 2020 or their families, friends and lecturers who haven't been in some way touched by the harsh nature of this virus and its disruptive effects on our society. Some of us have lost loved ones at the hands of COVID-19. Some of us have fallen ill due to the virus, and some have lost employment as a result of the lockdowns. Many have suffered isolation, loneliness, anxiety, and all of us have shared in the pain. But we have made it through. And in the words of Seamus Heaney, we know that a further shore is reachable from here. Or as the poet Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote more than 100 years ago, hope smiles from the threshold of the year to come, whispering, it will be happier. You, the class of 2020, were asked to do something that was never asked of any preceding graduating classes. You were asked to sacrifice the end of your final year of study. You were, as we were, asked to stay away from Mary Immaculate College to keep everyone safe. You were asked to stay away from your friends and from your support network to help keep the infection levels low. And now you've had to sacrifice the chance to gather together with your friends, your family and faculty to celebrate this major milestone in your life. That you were robbed of this opportunity due to the public health restrictions is deeply upsetting. However, you responded to these unwanted impositions with admirable resolution. You met a litany of challenges and you surmounted them in order to be part of the class of 2020 that we are celebrating at this virtual ceremony today. You've shown a strength of character and determination to break through every barrier, and that will benefit you greatly as we look towards happier times to come and the return of normality. It's an outstanding point to note that exam results not just remained steady, but improved despite the turbulence that you faced for a number of months in your final semester. The multiple interwoven patterns of our lives have undergone radical change because of COVID-19. Similar to previous plagues, the aftermath of this coronavirus pandemic will also see a myriad of changes, from personal adjustments to global shifts. How we live, work and study has been completely transformed, possibly even revolutionised, no more so than how we socialise and entertain ourselves and how we relate to each other. It remains to be seen how enduring these changes will be, but rest assured, things will get better. As the poet Robert Frost has stated, in 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. While acknowledging that the pandemic has caused heartache and devastation for many, we also recognise that a crisis forces us to grow, to develop new skills, to be more creative and resourceful, to improvise and to develop much needed coping mechanisms. The pandemic has demonstrated that things can be done differently, that we are resilient, that we can and will adjust to new ways of life, in particular, new ways of communicating, learning and teaching. In a world of rapidly accelerating technological change, people are likely to change jobs multiple times in the course of their work life, and indeed, how that job is performed will also change dramatically over its lifespan. As a result, now more than ever, an adaptable and transferable skill set is vital for any successful career. The knowledge and skills that you have acquired both during your time as a student here with us, but also during this pandemic, will stand the test of time and will enable you to continue learning throughout your lifetime. My earnest wish for you is that the personal qualities and characteristics that you've developed will be key assets in enabling you to flourish both professionally and personally. In your quest for success and for personal fulfillment, I hope that you are also guided by a desire to touch and enrich the lives of others, both those closest to you and more widely. Your graduation represents a threshold event in your life and possibly your career. It's a watershed moment, and it inevitably invokes the most searching questions about what the future holds for you, both personally and professionally. What will I do with my life? Who will I become in the years ahead? Although your life is assuredly not a blank sheet, your future remains largely unscripted, perhaps a masterpiece unsigned. Despite the disquieting unknowability of our future lives, it is, nonetheless, an exciting time, laced with opportunity and hope. And for those of you who have grappled with self-doubt, and for those of you who've known insecurity, failure or pain in your lives, your accomplishment in graduating today bears eloquent testimony to your resilience. As J.M. Barrie, the Scottish author of Peter Pan, has wisely observed, we are all failures, at least the best of us are. The pathway to graduation is rarely a solitary one, and behind every graduate there are always other significant people. Dedicated mothers, fathers, grandparents, guardians, spouses or partners, children, relatives or friends, who've also been part of the journey that culminates in this ceremony. And this year, more than ever, we've had to come together to support each other during the pandemic. I'd like to thank the Mary Immaculate College staff members from the academic faculties and the professional services offices who have supported our students to help them arrive at this happy day. Their dedication, expertise, and adaptability have helped to transform you into the skilled, competent, aware individuals that you are today. And while all the focus of our work here is on students, it's our staff who are our greatest resource. We have much to thank them for. I also want to thank the University of Limerick, who ratified your degrees and deemed your standard of achievement suitable for admission to the ranks of its graduates. I especially want to thank the President of the University, Professor Kirsten May. On behalf of the College, I express our appreciation also to all university staff who have assisted our graduates in their passage through the College. Many of you will by now have heard of the young American poet and activist Amanda Gorman. I leave you today with some of her rallying and thought-provoking words as recited by her at President Biden's inauguration. The Hill We Climb by Amanda Gorman. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace, and the norms and notions of what just isn't always justice. And yet, the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it, for there's always light. If only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it. Class of 2020, you are brave enough to be it. And now, in conclusion, let me, on behalf of your alma mater, wish you all the best for your lives and careers, today and in the future. Todhchaí gat ra agus banartí vervor drossil, gur míle maigwif go léir.
Thank you, Professor Wall. I now call upon the President of the University of Limerick, Professor Kirsten May, to speak.
I must begin by offering you the warmest of congratulations on completing this hugely important part of your learning journey. For some of you, your steps on the pathway of formal education will end here, and you will embrace the opportunities and challenges of your new professional life. For others, you will continue to study and research. Nonetheless, and whatever path you have chosen, your success is hard-earned, highly valued, and above all a credit to you and your support network. No one gets to graduate without a great deal of commitment and hard work, perseverance, and some degree of self-sacrifice. None of you came to education without that basic desire to help others to fulfill their potential. By fulfilling your own potential here at Mary Immaculate College, you are now equal to that task. Furthermore, and as graduates of 2020, you have put yourselves at the heart of this most valuable human endeavor, to empower others to empower themselves. Thank you, tutors, who work with such passion and dedication to educate the educators of tomorrow. Thank you, parents, guardian, and your family, who stand behind you offering the support that cannot be measured. Thank you, friends, who stand by your side and for just being there. And thank yourself for having the resolve to see the degree program of learning and discovery through to the end. As we close the chapter of conferrings at the start of 2020, little did we think that we would face a year like we did, or that we would continue to do so for the rest of this academic year. However, there's light at the end of the tunnel through the responses and developments in tackling these public health crises, and collectively we will prevail. Your academic achievements are worthy of the highest praise. Indeed, to achieve an award and meet the exacting standards of this institution is a success in itself, but to do so with the backdrop of a global pandemic warrants the deepest admiration and richest congratulations. Graduates, you have prevailed during a very unique moment in history, and your graduation marks a significant milestone on your personal journey of growth, on your quest to fulfill your goals and nurture your aspirations. Your graduation is also of importance to society as you put to the test what you have learned to date and to develop your professional or academic experience and expertise in novel and challenging contexts, as part of a team, as emerging leaders, and as engaged citizens. Either way, you've entered the next phase of your journey with a hugely valuable degree, an institutional award that sets you apart and gives you the perfect stepping stone to advance in life. Prior to the outbreak of COVID-19 and the unwelcome influence it brought to our lives, Limerick was on an upward trend. Known as the city of education, with the positive contributions from its student community, it was bristling with rejuvenation and many ambitions that were ready to unfold. Plans that will enhance the shape and fabric of Limerick. That ambition and those plans are not lost, just paused, and we will return to that time again. Parents and tutors will look to further contribute to that revitalization of Limerick, and we will continue to make this area and this region stand out for the quality of our graduates as we continue to bolster our position and reputation on national and international stages. Our ongoing societal rejuvenation will be supported by the skills, creativity, and commitment that you will bring into our classrooms, where students of all ages and abilities are assured a professional and progressive learning experience. We will continue to look for support from all levels of society, from government, from our partners, and from our communities. We will continue to strive and thrive so that we do compete internationally and continue to develop that change for the better. However, with change comes uncertainty, and we have lived through a sustained period of uncertainty, but that can be alleviated through the steady hand of leadership, and in times like these, there's a particular onus on those of us involved in education to re-examine what we can do to respond to the challenges that face us and the wider society. Never before have we seen the importance of community spirit, values, and ironically, togetherness. We have stood stronger together by staying apart. And despite that anomaly, homes and classrooms, be they virtual or in person, are reinforced as the seedbed of community values. Normally, these special days would be celebrated with family and friends and supporters. But we have been forced to make sacrifices to protect ourselves, each other, and the communities we serve. Our higher education institutes protect the value of academic achievements proudly and fiercely by ensuring that our governance of our educational journey reaches the highest international standards. The importance of our sector has been highlighted as a result of this pandemic. Science and the relevance of educational engagement and global research activities is how we overcome these adversities. Making a difference and enhancing change are key goals and guiding attributes for us as educators. And it is through these transferable skills that you will make a difference and generate transformative impact. More than ever, we need that sense of community to be sustained and enhanced to help us address social imbalances and economic and environmental challenges before us. You can build on your educational achievement to date and use this as a platform for continuing our lifelong learning and moreover for shaping the world of tomorrow. University of Limerick has always placed education access at the heart of our mission. It is our role to nurture a passion for learning in all and to foster talent no matter of background. We cannot squander valuable human capital because we didn't remove basic obstacles to learning. We will continue to make education accessible for all. We will continue in our pursuits of equality, diversity, and inclusion. Cherish the knowledge and truths you have gained. Keep adding to it and remember that you are now alumni of this institution. You are inextricably linked and we urge you to stay in touch as you go out into the world for the next exciting chapter of your lives. To finish, I will offer you this. You may be of a generation living in the age of instant gratification, instant messaging, and Instagram. But remember that there is no real way to short-circuit the path to success. As we look forward to the rest of the year and on to 2022 with growing optimism, remember this. Determination, focus, and hard work will always bring success, and you are now equipped with the skill set and the tools to achieve success and overcome challenges. And while we face these challenges, we need to be cognizant of our own self-worth, our growth, and our potential to achieve. Savor the short-term success, but be mindful of your long-term fulfillment, and all the while think carefully about your priorities. I will close by wishing you all the very best for your new adventures in the knowledge that when life does become uncertain, you will always find comfort and sustenance from the achievement of your graduation. Stand tall, be proud, savor and relish the achievement. And as Oscar Wilde said, you can never be overdressed or overeducated. Thank you and many congratulations.
Thank you, Professor May. We will now commence with the Faculty of Education. Doctor Fiolsúnachta, Taida agus Tróchtais. Doctor of Philosophy, Research and Thesis. Dr. Teo Paul Adenusi. The title of his thesis is Education in West Africa as a Contested Space Between Global Politics and Local Cultures. An Exploration Through Critical Discourse Analysis. Supervisor, Professor Jim Deegan, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Patricia Kieran, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. Mary B. Ryan, National University of Ireland, Maynooth. Chair, Dr. Maurice Harman. Dr. Marianne Lowney Slattery. The title of this thesis is Experiences of Post-Primary School Communities, Transitioning to a Settings Base for Mental Health and Wellbeing Promotion. The Impact of Policy on Context, Competition and Care. Supervisor, Dr. Angela Canny, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Richard Bowles, MIC. External Examiner, Professor Emer Smith, the Economics and Social Research Institute. Chair, Dr. John O'Shea. Dr. Sarah O'Leary. The title of her thesis is Understanding the Experiences of Children on the Autism Spectrum and Their Parents as they co-navigate the Irish Early Years Education System Together. Supervisor, Dr. Mary Maloney, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Lisa O'Sullivan, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. Anne-Marie Casserly, St Angela's College, NUI Galway. Chair, Dr. Jennifer Pope. Doctorate is Sicolaíocht an Oidheachas agus an Fósta. Doctorate in Educational and Child Psychology. Dr. Katie Curtin. The title of Katie's thesis is Multi-Agency Work to Support Children and Care in Ireland, an activity theory analysis of psychologists and social workers' perceptions. Supervisor, Dr. Claire Griffin, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Stella Long, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. Joyce Senior, University College Dublin. Chair, Dr. Margaret Farrelly. Dr. Brendan Delaney. The title of his thesis is Trauma-Informed Approaches in Schools, the Efficacy of the Trauma-Sensitive Schools Training Package. Supervisors, Dr. Claire Griffin and Dr. Maeve Dooley, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Joanna Fitzgerald, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. Hugh Williams, University of Birmingham. Chair, Dr. Julianne Stack. Dr. Deirdre Egan. The title of her thesis is An Exploration of Psychological Wellbeing in Irish Forest Schools. Supervisors, Dr. Therese Brophy and Dr. Suzanne Egan, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Trevor O'Brien, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. Tom O'Connor, University College London. Chair, Dr. Stella Long. Dr. Owen Hart. The title of Owen's thesis is Developing Student Mental Toughness, the Potential Impact of Autonomy Support from Teachers. Supervisors, Dr. Therese Brophy and Dr. John Perry, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Suzanne Parkinson, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. Jennifer Simmons, University College Dublin. Chair, Dr. Maeve Dooley. Dr. Emma Hilliard. The title of her thesis is The Role of Physical Activity and Outdoor Play in the Socio-Emotional Development of Children in Ireland. Supervisors, Dr. Jennifer Pope and Dr. Suzanne Egan, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Fionnuala Tynan, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. Ed Baines, University College London. Chair, Dr. Claire Griffin. Dr. Roisin Hogan. The title of Roisin's thesis is My Feed Does Not Define Me, the Association between Social Network Site Usage and Adolescent Self-Concept. Supervisors, Dr. John Perry and Dr. Maeve Dooley, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Paul Mulcahy, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. James Birchwood, University of Birmingham. Chair, Dr. Rebecca Bree. Dr. Aoife Lawler. The title of Aoife's thesis is An Evaluation of the Effectiveness of the Zones of Regulation Cognitive Behavioural Intervention on Emotional Regulation Outcomes for School-Aged Children with Autism Spectrum Disorders in Ireland. Supervisor, Dr. Margaret Farrelly, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Michelle Dunleavy, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. J. Monson, University College London. Chair, Dr. Trevor O'Brien. Dr. Elaine McCarthy. The title of her thesis is Capturing the Voices of Parents, Needs, Experiences and Perspectives of Post-Diagnostic Parent Training in an Autism Spectrum Disorder Assessment and Intervention Service. Supervisor, Dr. Stella Long, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Mark Scully, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. William Kinsella, University College Dublin. Chair, Dr. Eugene O'Brien. Dr. Niamh Moore. The title of Niamh's thesis is An Evaluation of the Effectiveness of the Attention Autism Intervention on the Joint Attention and Joint Engagement of Autistic Children in Ireland. Supervisors, Professor Eugene Wall, Professor Emer Ring, and Dr. Lisa O'Sullivan, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. Michelle Dunleavy, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. Chris Clark, University College London. Chair, Dr. Jennifer Pope. Dr. Fiona O'Brien. The title of Fiona's thesis is An Investigation into the Impact of the Weaving Wellbeing Tools of Resilience Programme on primary school children's self-efficacy and emotional regulation. Supervisors, Dr. Trevor O'Brien, Dr. Paul Mulcahy, and Dr. Laura Ambrose, MIC. Internal Examiner, Dr. John Perry, MIC. External Examiner, Dr. Lelia Murta, University College Dublin. Chair, Dr. Maurice Harman. Máisteach Sanidachas, Taida agus Tráchtais. Master of Arts in Education, Research and Thesis. Fiona Brennan. Máister sa Dána in Idachas agus de Bhalána an Duine Bhreachéasta. Master of Arts in Education and Wellbeing of the Older Person. Cassandra Luby. Máister sa Idachas, Master of Education. Mary Elaine Blackwell. Ciara Flannery. Patricia Bernadette Griffin. Ciara Kenny. Judy Meskel. Laura Marie O'Dwyer. Monica Rampel. Rochelle Robbins. Jean Mary Ryan. Nicola Sullivan. And Janice Marguerite White. Máister san Idachas, san Ace Idachas agus san Bhreis Idachas, Master of Education in Adult and Further Education. Anne-Marie Donlan. Máister san Idachas I Gceannareacht agus a Monasteach den Idachas, Master of Education in Educational Leadership and Management. Ian Michael Barry. Katie Carr. Fanula Costello. Margaret Teresa Arlene Douglas. Stephen John Early. Colm Hanley. Brian Keeley. Dennis Patrick Kennedy. Anne-Marie Litch. Ellen Ashling Nichurnan. Anya Margaret O'Connor. Francis O'Farrell. Aideen Assumpta O'Mahony. And Michael O'Sullivan. Máister san Idachas in Idachas na Litreachta. Master of Education in Literacy Education. Eve Elizabeth Barry. Emer Byrne. Ciara Dowling. Megan Patricia King. Emma Ladan. Serena Mary O'Dwyer. Dara Hugh Sweeney. And Kate Alice Walsh. Máister san Idachas Speisialta, Master of Education in Special Education. Suzanne Kelly. Máister san Idachas Long Gaeilge. Yvonne Mary de Fuicha. Joseph O'Heachtarn. Máiste san Oidhchas lán Gaeilge agus Gaeltachta. Noreen de Barra. Conal Mórtín McShane. Móra Bernadette ní Bhriain. Christine ní Cahasig. Ciara ní Cruthóir. Sinead ní Éigní. Moira ní Grána. Katrina Mary ní Bhorchú. Evelyn ní Ryle. Mary Carmel ní Gart. Ciarán ó Chaníla. Seán Ciarán ó Dineen. Tordálach ó Leonard. Trasa Toner. Jennifer Marion Ihir. Cátaí Loughlin. And Cuiva ní Bharisa. Máiste Garamúil san Oidhchas, Von Moon Tóireachta. Professional Master of Education, Primary Teaching. Sheila Barry. Clodagh Bernach. Molly Buckley. Rachel Byrne. Lorna Cannon. Michaela Carey. Anya Margaret Collins. Rebecca Collins. Fiona Connolly. Emma Costello. Anya Costigan. Ciara Cronolly. Clodagh Crowley. Orna Crowley. Orla Crowley. Katrina Curry. Amy Devlin. Emma Trays Dillon. Orla Gwyn Donnelly. Amy Doran. Aoife Downey. Clodagh Marie Ellis. Mary Elizabeth Frawley. Julie Glennon. Mary Claire Hannafin. Laura Hayes. Sarah Hayes. Peter Hodnett. Orla Jackman. Elaine Margaret Kelly. Rebecca Kelly. Patrick Michael Kennedy. Deirdre Cairns. Orna Lynch. Garrod McGarrett. Rebecca Maloney. Stephanie Ann McCarthy. Roisin MacDonald. Maria Rose McElker. Lynn McElroy. Gerada McGrath. Orla McGrath. Robert Joseph Maloney. Saoirse Moore. Annie Moran. Aoife Murphy. Paddy George Murphy. Emma Nolan. Diarmuid O'Brien. Rachel O'Dwyer. Laura O'Farrell. Padraig O'Keefe. Micheál O'Loughlin. Isabel O'Mara. Jamie O'Neill. Roisin O'Rourke. Grace O'Sullivan. Patricia O'Sullivan. Roisin O'Sullivan. Sarah O'Sullivan. Laura Porter. Claire Roach. Louise Ryan. Leah Sharkey. Lisa Shine. And Orla Woods. Diploma ar chéimeas in éas Oidhchas agus sa bhreis Oidhchas. Graduate Diploma in Adult and Further Education. Lynn Brislan, Christina Maria Byrne, Brian Connolly, Gillian Frances Cornelly, Niamh Fitzpatrick, Gerard Noel Kearns, Lucinda Marion Kirby, Claire Anna Lawler Fitzpatrick, Michael Brendan Lawler, Claire MacDonald, Michelle Denise Murphy, Barbara Yaura, Kieran Martin O'Donnell, Shane O'Halloran, Shannon Natasha O'Shea, Gabor Pelly, Aoife Sheehan, Claire Stack, and Denise Judith Sweeney. Diploma ar chéime I gceannareacht agus I manistíocht an Oidhchas. Graduate Diploma in Educational Leadership and Management. Niamh Siobhan Mulligan. Diploma ar chéime I gceannareacht an Olanna san Oidhchas. Graduate Diploma in Leadership of Wellbeing and Education. Deirdre Keane. Ruth Bernadette Walsh. I now call upon Professor Emer Ring, Dean of Education, to call the names of our graduates on the following programme.
Diploma ar chéime I meántóireacht agus I gceannareacht I scolanna idirnáisiúnta. Graduate Diploma in Mentoring and Leadership in Schools International. Janina Alves de Andrada. Felipe Farto de Araju. Josiela Batista Santos. Ruben Gontijo Cardoso. Caroline Gomez de Olivero Vasconcelos. Larissa Cruz Brum. Raquel Damilo Brago. Fernando Damilo Pereira. Juliano Monchos dos Santos. Wellington Silva Pacho. Caroline Pereira. Camila Puertas Santos. Roseanne Carl Ramos. Antonio Rodriguez Barros. Graciel Roso da Costa Soares. Mariangela Sale Schmidt-Pato. Denise Tostos Dokuto. Edison Yamine. Marcelo Zaidan Khalil.
Thank you, Professor Ring. We will now proceed to the following programme. Diploma ar chéime san Oidhchas Speisialta. Graduate Diploma in Special Education. Claire Birmingham. Elaine Bowe. Owen Buckley. Emer Campion. Mairead Collins. Michael Connolly. Deirdre Marie Davern. Susan Dolan. Sheila Doyle Walsh. Joseph Gary. Niamh Marie Gleeson. Ciara Graney. Nicola Ann Greensmith. Pauline Griffin. Joan Marie Hanrahan. Grania Patricia Hartnett. Amanda Hayes. Yvonne Hodgkins. Michael Kelleher. Patrick Kelly. Clodagh Mary Kennedy. Katrina Elizabeth Killeen. Sarah Lucy, Laura Lynch, Sandra Madden, Rachel McGee, Donal McCarthy, Katie McCormick, Nano McMahon, Ailsa McNamara, Evan Milne, Alison Moran, Sinead Rose Morgan, Lucinda Moriarty, Anne Mulcahy, Yvonne Newman, Patricia O'Hulan, Jessica O'Brien, Elizabeth O'Grady, Catherine Deirdre O'Keefe, Conor O'Leary, Adele O'Rourke, Zara Phillips, William Quigley, Ciara Ryan, Una Ryan, Martina Scully Brennan, and Lorraine Talbot. Tastas Irchema is Stodéir or Uachtas, Graduate Certificate in Autism Studies. Helen Ann Ahern, Jason Banville, Deirdre Bennett, Cynthia Buckley, Roushan Byrne, Margaret Caffrey, Nicola Cahill, Naomi Christie, Anna Marie Conlon, Margaret Coogan, Yvonne Crawford, Sarah Frances Danaher, Dorothy Christina Dempsey, Rebecca Draper, Maria Ann Dunn, Lisa Flanagan, Patricia Flannery, Aileen Govern, Lisa Mary Griffin, Sarah Guy, Nicola Patricia Harron Breen, Tracy Maria Hardy, Fiona Hassett, Nicola Patricia Healy, Paula Irene Kane Kelly, Amy Louise Keller, Elaine Kenny, Catherine Laffin, Christina Lydon, Freya McCabe, Naomi McDonough, Aoife Elizabeth McGrath, George Moore, Carolyn Patricia Molan, Aoife Monroe, Amanda Elizabeth Murphy, Gillian Murphy, Edith Nagy, Clodagh Eilish Nílarta, Linda Joanne Nolan, Elaine Martina O'Brien, Ciara O'Doherty, Josephine O'Donovan, Gillian Marie O'Leary, Olivia Bridget O'Mahony, Lorraine Therese O'Riordan, Pauline Michelle O'Rourke, Deirdre Rochford Pearson, Margaret Mary Quill, Robert Rackley, Anne-Marie Ryan, Ciara Stack, Anne-Marie Sullivan, Carrie-Anne Towie, Tara Elizabeth Vernon, and Geraldine Walsh. Tastas Irchema sa cheannacht fánach agus sa bhainteoireacht I Suíomhanna Bunscoile agus Iarmhunscoile, Graduate Certificate in Middle Leadership and Mentoring in Primary and Post-Primary Settings. Angus Thomas Byrne, Claire Casey, Paula Hart, Fiona Jagla, Catherine Casey McNamara, Darina Francis McDermott, Siobhan Neeling, Nancy O'Connor, Roisin Helen O'Leary, Eileen O'Shea, and Christine Sheehan. Bachelor Idachus san Idachus agus sa Sticolaíocht, Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology. Robin Barlow, Jennifer Bateman, Hannah Carlin, Ruth Crowley, Ciara Daly, Dennis Fahy, Niamh Fenton, Emer Flynn, Aisling Hannon, Shauna Hanrahan, Maeve Horgan, Cora Howe, Elaine Keane, Niamh Mary Ann Keegan, Trina Kenny, Lucy Lawton, Myrna Lowe, Kate McDonnell, Aoife Mary Mannion, Finian Martin, Bláithín Mullins, Aoife Murphy, Jennifer Murphy, Roisin Murphy, Caoimhe Marie O'D, Anne Marie O'Donovan, Ciara O'Loughlin, Aisling O'Malley, Mark O'Regan, Claire O'Shea, Laura Phelan, Anita Ryan, Marion Walsh, Emily Ward, and Sarah Wiley. Bachelor san Idachus, Bachelor of Education. Aisling Ahern, Maeve Ahern, Eamon Barrett, Emma Barriscale, Alison Mary Louise Barry, Katie Barry, Aoife Behan, Megan Bilbo, Roisin Black, Aoife Blackwell, Liam Burke, Miriam Denise Burke, Sean Burke, Ciara Bowden, Lucy Brabazon, Hazel Marie Bradley, Saoirse Bradley, Cleanna Brady, Sasha Brady, Leary Brazel, Kate Brennan, Sinead Brogan, Sinead Brosnan, Darren Michael Brown, Lauren Kate Brown, Aoife Buckley, Billy Burke, Blondet Burke, Celine Burke, Edel Burke, Shauna Byrne, Eugenie Burns, Jennifer Caffrey, Aoife Cahill, Grace Cahill, Brona Lynn Carr, Laura Chesser, Anna Clark, Ethan Clark, Kevin Cleary, Megan Cleary, Arlene Clare, Jennifer Clifford, Rachel Cohen, Cleana Coffey, Kelly Coleman, Charlotte Collins, Katie Collins, Brian Connaughton, Raymond Keneally, Eilish Connell, Aoife Connolly, Aisling Connolly, Emma Connolly, Niamh Connolly, Rachel Connolly, Gary Cooney, Martin Cooney, Sarah Cooney, Sarah Corbett, Emer Costello, Evelyn Cotter, Michelle Cottrell, Katrina Creedon, Kelly Cross, Aoife Crowley, Emily Crowley Holland, Joe Todhchaí, Claire Cullity, Sarah Barbara Cunningham, Sarah Curley, Laura Cusack, Lily Dalton, Niamh Dalton, Kevin Daly, Thea Emily Daly, Joanne DeLockery, Aoife Deavy, Aisling Delaney, Lisa Delaney, Emma Delmer, Clodagh Devitt, Katie Diver, Grania Doherty, Aoife Marie Dolan, Aoife Dolan, Michaela Donegan, Rachel Donoghue, Grace Dooley, Maeve Durley, Ciara Maria Downs, Caroline Doyle, John Duggan, Tegan Dunlea, Danny Dunleavy, Grace Anna Dunn. Michaela Dunn. Roisin Egan. Chloe Eustace. Everina Everard. Shannon Fallon. Stephen Farrell. Cuiva Feehan. Sharon Feely. Miriam Fell. Ciara Fenton Toms. Heather Ferry. Siofra Shabelle Finnerty. Roisin Maria Fitzgerald. Tara Fitzgerald. Regina Fitzgibbon. Tara Fitzgibbon. Hannah Flanagan. Anna Flannery. Sarah Flattery. Maggie Patricia Flavin. Kathleen Flynn. Kate Flynn. Mary Flynn. Maeve Fogarty. Ruth Fogarty. Kate Franklin. Sarah Gallagher. Ciara Galligan. Ruth Gantley. Sarah Gowran. Aisling Gavin. Victoria Gibson. Katie Gill. Laura Gilligan. Rebecca Gilligan. Tara Gilmartin. Maria Gleeson. Rebecca Glendon. Aoife Margaret Glynn. Katie Glynn. Saoirse Gorham. Aoife Cowan. Brian Grace. Grania Green. Niamh Griffin. Kevin Gubbins. Kate Hahasey. Paul Handley. Robbie Hanrahan. Jacqueline Mary Harnett. Jack Patrick Harris. Megan Harris Banks. Julie Hartnett. Fiona Haid. Elaine Hayes. Barry Hagney. Therese Healy. Lucy Rebecca Hegarty. Oran Hennessy. Orna Hernan. Aoife Hessian. Emer Hickey. Siobhan Hickey. Tara Hickey. Orla Margaret Higgins. Jill Veronica Histon. Rochelle Hoare. Lisa Hogan, Sarah Hogan, Sean Thomas Hogan, David Gerard Holland, Sean Horan, Aisling Hughes, Lisa Nora Hurley, Eilish Hines, Katie Hines, Connie Jennings, Shane Joyce, Laura Keeley, Denise Keane, Padraig Carney, Lisa Keating, Niamh Keating, Owen Kelleher, Jack Kelleher, Roisin Kelleher, Aisling Kelleher, Lucy Kelly, Rachel Kelly, Rebecca Kelly, Ruth Kennedy, Thomas Kennedy, Rachel Kenny, Sean Kenny, Eddie David Kiley, Sarah Kiley, Cueva Kilkenny, Shauna Kilker, Peter Killalay, Ebony Kinghorn, Jacinta Kirby, Emma Curran, Lisa Curran, Aidan Kerwin, Valerie Kine, Jack Michael Lacey, Niamh Lawler, Katie Lamb, Mairead Landers, Laura Ann Lane, Stephen Edward Lannon, Stephanie Lawler, Eva Jennifer Lee, Katie Lenihan, Therese Lennon, Cian Liston, Rebecca Mary Lomax, Roisin Long, Katie Lynch, Rachel Helen Lynch, Michaela Lynch Grant, Dara McGarrett, Blondet Mary McNamara, Aaron Mackesy, Sally Mackesy, Nicole Mackey, Michaela Madden, Cleana Maguire, Eve Mansfield Daly, Niamh McCann, Emer McCarthy, Kate McCarthy, Tara McCarthy, Timmy McCarthy, Aisling McCormick, Ali McCormick, Megan McDonough, Anya MacDonald, Louise McDonnell, Michaela McAvoy, Colin McGrath, Hannah McGrath, Rebecca McKeown, Lorna Amy McLaughlin, Abby Jeanette McMahon, Siobhan McMahon, Marion McNamara, Aoife McNeil, James McNeve, Ellen McSweeney, Niamh McSweeney, Aoife Merrick, Helen Marie Moffat, Yvonne Malloy, Killian Maloney, Kathleen Maloney, Orla Maloney, Katie Monaghan, Emmett Moran, Sally Moran, Samuel Joseph Moran, Caroline Morley, Louis Morrisroe, Laura Moss, Niamh Mulcahy, Lisa Mulvihill, Ellen Murnan, Anya Murphy, Alison Catherine Murphy, Cathal Murphy, Cian Murphy, Claire Murphy, Dara Murphy, Dermot Murphy, Eve Murphy, Emma Murphy, Emily Grace Murphy, Heather Murphy, Jennifer Murphy, Niamh Murphy, Sarah Murphy, Aoife Murray, Emma Murray, Ruth Neville, Serena Ann Nivegley, Laura Niquivonach, Danielle Nichelacher, Sheila Anya Nichanila, Orla Ni Inchan, Grace Ni Icky, Roisin Mora Ni Line, Maeve Ni Gunacha, Cleana Ni Geralt, Orna Ni Claude, Peter James Nolan, Roisin Nolan, Colleen Noonan, Niamh Lisa Nyan, Francis Mihal O'Cahasick, Fergus O'Keeran, Donal O'Connell, Donica Padraig O'Crahor, Ruan O'Corowan, Seamus O'Galchor, Ronan O'Muelon, Aisling O'Brien, Laura Catherine O'Callaghan, Niall O'Callaghan, Sean O'Connell, Shane O'Connell, Una O'Connell, Aisling O'Connor, Aoife O'Connor, Claudia O'Connor, Dylan O'Connor, Laura O'Connor, Michelle O'Connor, Michelle Claire O'Connor, Padraig O'Connor, Stephanie Marie O'Connor, Sinead O'Doherty, Shona O'Donoghue, Sive O'Donovan, Ciara O'Driscoll, Billy O'Dwyer, Claire Margaret O'Flynn, Aisling O'Hagan, Emily Rose O'Halloran, Donncha O'Hanlon, Cora Maria O'Mahony, Una O'Mahony, Ella O'Neill, Shane O'Neill, Owen O'Reilly, Lucy O'Rourke, Jessica Louise O'Shea, Alison O'Sullivan, Ashley O'Sullivan, Connor O'Sullivan, Emma Jane O'Sullivan, Faye O'Sullivan, Jamie O'Sullivan, Katie O'Sullivan, Michael Joseph O'Sullivan, Roisin O'Sullivan, Rebecca O'Sullivan Ryan, Karen Parker, Sarah Marie Phelan, Hilary Phillips, Mary Claire Quill, Maeve Quinton, Ava Deirdre Quirk, Tomás Quirk, Elaine Reedy, Paula Reedy, Orla Mary Riley, Clara Ring, Emma Anya Roach, Ethan Rogers, Tig John Rogers, Quailon Russell, Kieran Ryan, Emma Ryan, Owen Ryan, Laura Ryan, Owen Ryan, Jack Nicholas Scannell, Quiva Sexton, Orla Shelley, Marie Sheehan, Sinead Sheehan, Edward Sheehy, Niamh Siobhan Sheehy, Orla Sheehy, Elaine Slattery, Gary Stevenson, Clodagh Siren, Stephen Tobin, Michael Tubridy, Sarah Turnbull, Aileen Toomey, Glenn Tynan, TJ Veal, Marie Wallace, Louise Walsh, Surika Jane Ward, Evie Whelan, Aideen Whelan, Laura Whelan, Michael Whelan, Sinead Court White, Hannah White, David Wilson, Claire Winston, Robert Wolfe, Bachelor Snadona Elaine on Idicus, Bachelor of Arts in Education Studies, Calandra Mulqueen, Bachelor Snadona Igurum agus in Idicus Lua Ogya, Bachelor of Arts in Early Childhood Care and Education, Noemi Alberti Kianka, Nadine Teresa Bolton, Pia Emily Burke, Rachel Brennan, Aoife Brodie, Laura Patricia Burke, Roisin Cosur, Aisling Maeve Coffey, Karen Cooney, Christine Cooper, Aoife Anya Coughlin, Cueva Crow, Michelle Cullen, Emma Cummins, Ciara Daly, Miriam Bernadette Daly, Laura Fitzpatrick, Emma Breed Fogarty, Aoife Foley, Amy Fraher, Kate Furlong, Aisling Garland, Dana Jurfy, Helen Martina Gibbsy, Megan Hayes, Olivia Hayes, Gareth Hickey Brosnan, Mary Louise Hogan, Aoife Elizabeth Hosey, Jessica Hines, Laura Keane, Emer Geraldine Kenny, Emer Kiley, Rachel Kiley, Anne-Marie Lane, Niamh Lonergan, Deirdre Lynch, Nadine Lyons, Michelle Malone, Jackie Mead, Megan Meany, Nicole Margaret Morey, Amy Morrissey, Sarah Marie Mulcahy, Sarah Mulcahy, Fiona Mulligan, Ellen Marie Murphy, Evian O'Donnell, Ciara O'Sullivan, Claire Ormsby, Niamh Power, Mary Quinn, Grania Quirk, Bronit Raleigh, David Roach, Regina Roach, Derval Ryan, Emma Ryan, Rachel Ryan, Amy Shanahan, Megan Shields, Cleona Slattery, Richenda Thomas, Aisling Wells, Niamh Anya Whelan, Nicole Wilson. Diploma I Goram agus in Idicus I Lua Oiga, Diploma in Early Childhood Care and Education, Danielle Louise Byrne. This year sees 72 students graduate from MIC Thurles. As many of you will know, St Patrick's College Thurles was formally incorporated by Mary College in 2016 and renamed MIC Thurles. That September marked a momentous milestone as we welcomed the first cohort of students to MIC Thurles to undertake a post-primary teaching degree. Today marks another significant moment in the journey for that first cohort as we take great pride in celebrating the graduation of the class of 2020 from MIC Thurles. Bachelor sna dóna san Idicus I Stad ar Gno agus sa Cúnta Síocht. Bachelor of Arts in Education, Business Studies and Accounting. Laura Allen, Catherine Barrett, Maggie Burke, Miriam Campion, Lavinia Connolly, Ben Curran, David Dunley, Sandra Ellen Dunn, Rachel Finucane, Rebecca Fisher, Evan Gorell, Katie Jones, Aoife Kane, Ciarán Kelly, John Morris Kennedy, Eric John McGann, William McHugh, Jason O'Leary, Rachel Scanlon, Anne-Marie Sheehan, Fionn Walsh, Bachelor sna dóna san Idicus I Stad ar Gno agus sa Léin Villigúnach, Bachelor of Arts in Education, Business Studies and Religious Studies. Sean Buggy, Maria Byrne, Marie Condon, Maria Connolly, Adele Crawley, Emma Culhan, Lauren Cullen, Ciara Dunn, Kerry Ann Finucane, Lauren Harding Phelan, Kaylee Howard, Daniel Kelly, Jessica Lynch, Ciara Grace Maloney, Katrina O'Hara, Lorna O'Sullivan, Bachelor sna dóna san Idicus sa Gaeilge agus I Stad ar Gno, Bachelor of Arts in Education, Gaeilge and Business Studies. Anne Bradshaw, Katie Marie Brown, Holly Byrne, Niamh Callan, Martin Carey, Reagan Conway, Roisin Gleeson, Roisin Goulding, Brian Hallisey, Killian Edward Hannon, Emer Abby Hayes, Linda Keating, Alana Kassan, Brian McCarthy, Joanne McCarthy, Rachel McCormack, Jane Murphy, Shauna Breed O'Brien, Maria Bridget O'Connell, Shannon O'Connor, Anne-Marie O'Regan Ryan, Caitlin O'Shea, Molly O'Sullivan, Claudia Osterloh, Dermot Quirk, Stephanie Redmond, Aisling Maria Scanlon, Jessica Tobin, Bachelor Sna Sanidachas sa Gaeilge agus sa Léin Rinne Gúnach, Bachelor of Arts in Education Gaeilge and Religious Studies. Siobhan Francis Darby, Evan Gleeson, Gráinne Gleeson, Jacqueline Kiley, Niamh Marks, Donna O'Riordan, Megan Roach. I now call upon Professor Emer Ring, Dean of Education, to call the names of our graduates on the following programme.
Dábhachtáin bhreise in ideolaíocht I measúnú agus I bhoghlaim. Supplemental Award in Pedagogy, Assessment and Learning. Mayra Aguilera Martinez, Lucia Alba Rocha, Brisa de Rocho, Alfonso Urbina, Maria Fernande Ania Rodriguez, Melissa Arujo Aceves, Carla Alessandra Asunsolo Olvera, Mireille Excel Barrera Aldana, Yasmin Victoria Becerril Guzman, Liziel Enit Bracamontos Carrillo, Dora Malina Bravos Campos, Nadia Guadalupe Bustos Monsivez, Mariano Carrillo Valle, Mariana Cazares Garcia, Paulo Chavez Espinoza, Jessica Chavez Sotero, Abeldaro Cisneros Ramirez, Zadie Veronica Contreras Rubio, Nicolas Cruz Gonzalez, Diana Maria Davile Ramos, Daniel Diezu Garcia, Karen de la Rosa Perez, Marta Lucero de Santiago Cabral, Jocelyn Delgado Quintana, Alorandra del Carmen Diaz Aranda, Gloria Naila Desbiz Estrala, Rosa Isela Epitacio Gabriel, Valentin Escobar Aguilera, Roxana Federico Ybarra, Esther Fernandez Vilela, Sandra Aquitizale Floros Ramos, Celine Montserrat Garcia Fernandez, Silvia Patricia Garcia Guerrere, Angel Ezu Gonzala Gonzalez, Andre Gonzalez Riley, Andrea Granados Gil, Salma Jacqueline Guerrero Picardo, Andrea Gutierrez Maldonado, Evelyn Hernandez Cruz, Annette Hernandez Lopez, Veronica Hernandez Mondragon, Gabriela Ibarra Sedano, Persia Islas Enriquez, Diana Celine Jardin Davila, Jose Manuel Jimenez Coronel, Bernice Irena Lalanos Ayala, Ariela Netafali Lopez Guelen, Sandra Mariana Montserrat Lopez Guzman, Viridiano de la Paz Lopez Monreal, Abiduri Lopez Soriano, Carla Rebecca Marquez Contreras, Miriam Abby Martín del Campo Villavazo, Reina Amada Martinez Amador, Claudia Olympia Martinez Haro, Brian Martinez Rodriguez, Araceli Daniela Mendez Otero, Rocio Mercade Bautista, Lorena Izal Monche Guerrero, Dylan Morales Gonzalez, Dania Araceli Moreno Tilapatel, Cynthia Guadalupe Murillo Garcia, Angelica Jeanette Murillo Ramirez, Ana Carolina Murieta Salazar, Arande Nieto Aguilar, Alexandra Nieto Rodriguez, Hector Emmanuel Nolasco, Yuli Itzel Nunez, Kate Guadalupe Ortiz Garcia, Diane Karen Ovidio Perez, Jose Angel Pedroso Discareno, Karen Olivia Perez Guerre, Carla Mariana Perez Zola, Guadalupe Rosarios Ramos Mireles, Cynthia Bernice Regina Martinez, Nalali Reyes Torres, Hugo Alessandro Rodrigo Fregosa, Mariana Rodriguez Perret, Victor Rojo Castro, Quetzali Romero Bravo, Natalie Abigail Romero Cesena, Sofio Bernice Salzmar Ramas, Diane Laura Salazar Vila, Fernanda Saldana Garcia, Paulo Salgado Perez, Norma Amrani Sanchez Ruz, Karina Sanchez Tovar, Ana Karina Sherman Romaro, Genaro Senos Ramos, Jesu Gregario Suarez Segovia, Diana Samantha Talavera Cupig, Romania Araceli Trijulo Rios, Nadia Paulo Trijulo Rodriguez, Lizemi Onurien Justo, Karem Sue Valenzuela Martinez, Neridiado Vargos Arujo, Luiso Fernando Villavizazo Asensio, Brenda Lizette Virarel Cardovo, Laura Azanet Zapata Martinez.
Thank you, Professor Ring. We will now proceed to the Faculty of Education Awards. Dámh an Íochta, Dámh an Ibhicais, Faculty of Education Awards. Bána Choláiste, College Medals. College medals are presented to the student who achieves first place in each of the following programmes. Bachelor san Idachas, Bachelor of Education. Jessica Louise O'Shea. Bachelor Idachas san Idachas agus sa Psycholocht, Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology. Cora Howe. Bachelor Snadána I Gúram agus in Idachas Lua Oige, Bachelor of Arts in Early Childhood Care and Education. Aoife Anya Coughlin. Brunta an Machlin, a gnóigh an céad áit an Umlán or gach chlór idachas múntorach ar bhunscala I gláiste Wirragon Small Thurles, presented to the student who achieved first place overall in post-primary teacher education programmes in MIC Thurles. Catherine Barrett, Bachelor of Arts in Education, Business Studies and Accounting. Máiste gar múl san idachas, Bun Bhún Toracht, Professional Master of Education, Primary Teaching. Fiona Connolly, Dúis Carlisle agus Blake, Carline and Blake Prize. This prize is awarded by the Department of Education and Science to the graduate who is awarded first place in education theory and practice. The recipient is Jessica O'Shea, Bachelor of Education. Bowen Veer Foster. This medal is presented by the Irish National Teachers Organisation, the INTO, to the graduate who is awarded first place in school placement and curriculum education. There are separate awards for the Bachelor of Education and the Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology programmes. The recipients are Jessica O'Shea, Bachelor of Education. Emer Flynn, Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology. Dá bhachtain an taobhas naomh Bonaventure, the St. Bonaventure Trust Prize. This prize is presented to the graduate on each of the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Arts in Education programmes who is awarded first place in Theology and Religious Studies. The St. Bonaventure Trust was established in 2008 for the advancement of Catholic theology at Mary Immaculate College. The recipient on the Bachelor of Arts in Education, Gaeilge and Religious Studies programme is Niamh Marks. Bound on Tastav sa Credit, Certificate in Religious Education Programme Medal. The Diocese of Limerick Medal is presented to a graduate on each of the Bachelor of Education, Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology and Professional Master of Education Primary Teaching programmes who is awarded first place in the Certificate of Religious Education. The recipients are Aoife Mary Mannion, Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology, Stephanie Ann McCarthy, Professional Master of Education, Comhghairdeas Kieran Burke Fellowship. This fellowship is presented to the graduate who achieved first place in educational psychology and the dissertation. The fellowship is awarded by the college in memory of the late Kieran Burke, lecturer in psychology from 1974 until 1994. The recipient is Cora Howe, Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology. Comhghairdeas Father I Chromin, Padre Kremen Fellowship. This fellowship is presented to the graduate who achieved first place in education research and the dissertation on the Bachelor of Education programme. The fellowship is awarded by the college in memory of the late Professor Padre Kremen, President of Mary Immaculate College from 1999 until 2011. The recipient is Una O'Mahony, Bachelor of Education. Comhghairdeas an Olive Michael A. Hayes, Professor Michael A. Hayes Fellowship. The newly created fellowship is presented to the graduate who achieves academic excellence in education research and the dissertation. The fellowship is awarded by the college in memory of the late Professor Michael A. Hayes, President of Mary Immaculate College from 2011 until 2017. The recipient is Martin Kerry, Bachelor of Arts in Education, Gaeilge and Business Studies. Sporánnacht I Gcuine ar Shelley Murta. Shelley Murta Memorial Bursary. The Shelley Murta Memorial Bursary is generously funded by the late Shelley Murta's family and Mary Immaculate College. Shelley was a student on the Bachelor of Education who fought a brave battle with cancer but sadly passed away in 2013. MIC, together with the Murta family, are pleased to present this award to a postgraduate student applying for the Master of Education in Special Education, wishing to pursue their master's dissertation in the area of autism. Selection has been based on the applicant's graduate diploma in special education final QCA and their research proposals. The recipient is Sinead Morgan. Todhchaí Speisialta Sanidicus, Special Awards in Education. The following graduates achieved the highest result in the various specialist areas within education. Bachelor Sanidicus Sarvahas Sanidicus Il Disciplinach, Bachelor of Education Excellence in Multidisciplinary Education. Maeve Quinton. Sarvahas Sna Specialicus Sanidicus ar chlár an Bachelor Sanidicus Seo Alanis. Excellence in the following education specialisms on the Bachelor of Education programme. DEIS, Delivering Equality of Opportunity in Schools, Educational Disadvantage. Lorna McLaughlin. Digital Learning. Emma Connolly. Early Childhood Studies, Una O'Mahony. Language and Literacy, Maeve Ahern. Mathematics Education, Aoife Deeby. Music Education, Jessica O'Shea. Physical Education, Sarah Goran. Primary Geography and Global Learning, Stephanie O'Connor. Social, Personal and Health Education, Niamh Mulcahy. Joint Specialism in Religious Education and Theology, Maggie Flavin. Special Education, Sinead Brogan. Teagasc I Sívena Lán Gaeilge, Sinead White. Sarvahas Sna Specialicus ar chlár an Bachelor Sanidicus Seo Alanis na Dévanachtaí. Excellence in the following liberal arts specialisms on the Bachelor of Education programme. Gaeilge, Danielle Nichéalacher. German, Eva Lee. Mathematics, joint winners, Aisling Gavin, Rebecca O'Sullivan Ryan. Music, Niamh McCann. Bachelor Idicus san Idicus agus an Sticoliacht, Bachelor of Education in Education and Psychology. Excellence in Psychology, Cora Howe. Bachelor sna dána I Gúram agus Idicus na Lua Óige, Bachelor of Arts in Early Childhood Care and Education. Excellence in Professional Placement, Aoife Brodie. Excellence in Education Research in the Dissertation, Nicole Wilson. Máisteach Garmúil san Idicus, Bunbhún Todhchaí, Professional Masters in Education Primary Teaching. Excellence in School Placement, Fiona Connolly. Excellence in Education Research in the Dissertation, Gerarda McGrath. Bachelor sna dána san Idicus sa Gaeilge agus sa léin Rilligúnach. Bachelor of Arts in Education Gaeilge and Religious Studies. Academic Excellence in Religious Studies, Niamh Marks. Bachelor sna dána san Idicus I Stadair Gno agus sa Chunta Síocht. Bachelor of Arts in Education, Business Studies and Accounting. Academic Excellence in Accounting, Catherine Barrett. Sarvahas Acadúil san Riamh Fonan Idicus, the Teachers Union of Ireland Medal is presented in memory of the late Bernie Ruan, former president of the TUI. The medal is presented for academic excellence in education e-portfolio. Catherine Barrett. The ASTI Medal is presented for excellence in education and school placement. Sandra Dunn. Bachelor Snadona, Sanidicus sa Gaelga agus I Stadair Gano. Bachelor of Arts in Education Gaelga and Business Studies. Sarvahas Acadúil sa Gaelga, Anne-Marie O'Regan Ryan. We have now reached the end of our ceremony. To conclude, I would like to thank the presidents of the University of Limerick and Mary Mackla College, Professor Kirsten May and Professor Eugene Wall for their input today and throughout your studies. Sincere appreciation to our lecturers who guided you through the years of your academic study. Thank you to our professional services staff who work continuously for the benefit of our student community. A big thank you to MISU, our Students' Union, for their continued support and engagement. Thanks to you, our graduates, for placing your trust in Mary Mackla College, and a big thank you to your parents, partners and families for their endless support throughout the years. I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to each of you and my very best wishes to you as you embark in your professional careers or in further study. I hope you will always carry fond memories of your time in Mary Mackla College. We've been privileged to have you here, and we too have benefited by your positive engagement, dedication, and the contribution you have made throughout your student journey. We hope you will continue your association with us through our alumni community. Comhghairdeas libh léir, agus n-éirí libh, todhchaí.